Candace Harris from Board Game Geek. I'm here with Tucker Smeeds from Card Lords, and we're checking out Lucky Luau. This is the temporary box cover. It's still a prototype right now, so there's not a box yet, but there will be one.
Yep.
Tell us about Lucky Luau. What's going on here?
In Lucky Luau, you are attending a luau in Hawaii. So as you get there, they tell you that you're going to be making your own lei.
Oh.
So, cool setup of this game is all the cards are put face down into a giant pile because you're going to be drawing flowers out of a basket and making your own lei.
Nice.
So when you set up the game, that's quite literally the majority of the setup right there. Each player is given a couple of items to help you with your lei making. So you've got spacers, knife, and a fishhook.
Gotcha.
The way the game plays is you're going to pick any random card from this pile here. That's a perfect one to start with, is the rainbow flower.
Yeah.
I set it up in front of me, so I'm building my own tableau. But since you're stringing a lei, all cards have to go from left to right.
Okay.
When that happens, I can choose, so a little bit later turn, say I wanted to string a card, I could either take this one, or I could throw it back face up.
Okay.
If I wanted to keep a card, it would go to my lei and again string left to right.
Okay.
And the points or how you score is based off of what the card says. So a red flower will give you 5 points if it's next to a red flower or a rainbow flower. Since I was able to get those two next to each other, it's going to be 10 points at the end of the game.
Wow.
Every card tells you how many points it scores and how many are in the deck.
Okay. Nice.
During the setup, we also have a couple of guests laid out. So there's going to be 16 different guests also attending the party
at our
with
Hawaiian resort.
Yep.
Okay.
And each of them are going to give you different ways of scoring, kind of to manipulate the game and choose how you're going to go about it. So like this guest, she'll specifically give you an additional 10 points if you can get 5 different flowers.
Okay.
So on your turn, you can go ahead and take a random card out of the deck
Let's see.
there.
I'm feeling this one.
That's
Ooh, a pink flower.
So you would put that in front of you,
Yep,
and then the following turn, so let's say I didn't take that one, I'll go ahead and take another one out of here.
Okay.
And I'd have to choose, do I want to string that, or do I want to toss that one back? So that's a pretty good one. I can string this green one next to my rainbow flower.
Okay.
I can choose the color that the rainbow one becomes, so it's going to be a blue flower, giving me a nice bonus off of this green one. So then you get to choose. Take another card randomly.
Mine says 3 points if next to pink, purple, orange, or rainbow flower.
Yep. So if you can find one of those ones, you can score that one and the one that comes out next to it.
This one. Oh.
So the kukui nut is a kind of cool one. It gives you 2 points by itself just for having one anywhere on your lei. But if you can get 2 of them, they're 4 points. 3 of them are 8 points, and 4 of them are 16 points.
Nice. And they don't need to be adjacent.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you wanted to string that one next to it, you wouldn't get your pink one, but that's a perfect opportunity to use your spacer. You can put the spacer down because you have to string left to right and come back to it at a later time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to put my spacer and then I'll put my kukui nut here. Okay.
So the other cards that we dealt out,
the
knife gives you the ability to cut one card off of your lei, so maybe you strung something that you just don't want or isn't beneficial to you.
That's cool.
You can take one card off at any point and it just gets removed from the game.
Gotcha.
The other one is the fishhook, and that's the most complicated part of the game. Since you're stringing left to right, it gives you 10 points if it's your centermost card on your lei. But you have to guess where that center point's going to be as you go.
Yeah.
So it might be beneficial. So my next card, so if I had that green one still in play, that red one wouldn't give me any points because it's going to knock bonus off of that. So I might throw that back, or I might throw the spacers down. And then if we're playing in, say, a 6-player game, this goes all the way up to 6. It's 2 to 6 players.
Okay.
If you're playing in a 6-player game, you might only get 7 or 8 cards in your lei, so you might have to throw that fishhook down a lot earlier than you'd expect.
Interesting. So what triggers the end of the game?
So after all the cards are taken from the lei, or from the pile in the middle, and strung to somebody's lei, the game ends.
Okay.
Since you're throwing cards back face up, if it's a face up card, you have to take it. If you choose to take a face up card, you have to string it to your lei. So if I keep throwing cards back and you keep throwing cards back and there's a bunch of face up ones
and maybe I need a blue one, I can just grab it.
So it becomes you have to choose whether it's more beneficial to take something and string it, or possibly throw it back and hope that somebody else doesn't get the points off of it.
Do you think a typical game is about 8 flowers for your lei?
In a 6-player game, but with a 2-player game, if it was just you and I playing head-to-head, we'd probably have somewhere in the realm of 14 to 20 cards.
Okay, wow. Do you start wrapping them around in a circle? And
that's exactly how you can see in our demo picture there.
Oh, yeah.
They will wrap, and that's kind of the fish hook is supposed to be the center. So if you can get it to be the center, all the more power to you. I've played this a bunch of times, and I can only do it about half the time still.
Beautiful art and very simple, streamlined gameplay.
Yeah, and we made a lot of replayability. So like I said, there's 16 guests, so if flip the guest cards over, you get different scoring in each game.
Okay.
Going to be a bunch of different guests. All
and
have
these just
different
score
ones.
at the end of the game?
Yep. So
based on if you met these objectives? Okay.
Sometimes they'll influence what cards you take and how you go about them, though. Since this one says they'll give points to the person with the most flowers in their lay, you might not want to throw as many back. You might want to string them to get the extra bonus points, but you kind of also have to weigh, am I going to lose points from not getting the right colors paired to one another?
Right, because I'm just trying to get as many flowers as possible. Ah, really cool. And how long does a game typically last?
So about 15 to 20 minutes. If you've got 6 players, it's the same duration because you're always going through the same number of cards.
Okay. Cool. Well, that is Lucky Luau. And where are you as far as development?
This is actually our final prototype copy. We just got these in. Print Play Games dropped them off to us here at GAMA, so that was pretty cool of them. And we're looking, at the moment, probably an April release on Kickstarter.
Awesome. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.